everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I wanted to share today a cacao Tantra ceremony. It's a healing circle and I create it where I live. I help people with their healing, with opening their heart chakra, connecting with their inner God and Goddess, and feel life energy. Feel alive and let go of old pain and trauma. I'm still out of breath. I'm running around free like a bird. Fully raw cacao is a superfood. It's a food from the gods. It's super healthy. It's full of vitamins like magnesium, iron, protein. It's good for your heart. It's good for heart diseases, but it's also very good for opening up your heart and letting out the pain and letting in the love. It's good for your skin. It's good for almost everything. And the herbs that I put into it makes it even better, because there are two more other superfoods in it, like maca powder, kuma. So it's a super drink that I make, and I wanted to share a video about how I do it. It's because people not always understand what I do. You drink cacao and then what? You heal, you dance? But it's so much more than that. I started doing this 2 years ago, drinking cacao, and the first time I did it, I did put on the music and I immediately felt like moving and dancing, and I started doing that. I just let everything that would come up do its thing and let me go with the flow and dance, and I felt so much power, I felt so much energy flowing through me. And while I was doing it, I started making another video about it, and I started talking and I really started talking from the heart. And I felt like I wanted to share this with people. I'm very highly sensitive and I feel the world very pure and very intense, and I realized that that was something I want to give others too, the experience of feeling life, feeling alive, feeling one with life. And cacao bring me to that place, and I didn't realize it back then, but I had a Kundalini awakening at that moment. Now that I know what a Kundalini awakening is, how it feels, now I could remember, like, oh, that is when it happened the first time I used my cacao. And since then I was so passionate and so in love with cacao that I wanted to share that with other people. So I started creating cacao ceremonies. It started off with just cacao ceremonies. We drink, we dance. And then it started off like opening all the chakras and feeling the earth, touching, dancing. Connect with your root chakra, and then with your sacral chakra, which stands for water, and I would let people dance like water and let their emotions flow. And then the fire, that is what you saw now. You saw the fire and dancing, and you can let anger out, but you can also let passion out. Everything that's fiery, let it burst. Your inner child, let it play, run around, hug a tree, roll around in the grass. Everything is good. Hug someone, even better. And then I sit down with them. And then, oh no, and then we hug, we touch each other, we feel each other. But in an appropriate way, just like on an arm. We hug each other heart to heart because we open the heart chakra. We let in love because connection with people is what is so important. That's our first, most important thing. Even before water, even before food, we need love and connection with one another. So that's what we do in those circles. We connect. We look each other deep in the eyes. You let it sink in. It opens something within you. And after we have the heart chakra, we sit down and we talk. We let the feelings flow. And who wants to talk, talks, and who wants to listen, listens. You can also sing. Just let the energy come out. Let the thoughts come out. The throat chakra opens up. And if you want to make noises, like let that vagina open up. And let it yawn. Let it breathe. Because after I did all those cacao ceremonies, we then did a meditation, a visualization. That's what I did normally in my cacao ceremonies. But now, every time, everything in this life that I had brought me to this moment of realization that it was actually Tantra that I was doing. And I didn't had a word for what I was doing. I couldn't share it online. I couldn't share it with anyone. I just tell them I feel alive. I feel love energy. I feel... I can't even explain it right now. You feel. That's what happens. You feel. But way more intense than you ever had before. And I hadn't had a word for it. And it's because I'm someone that feels and I talk through feelings. That's how I talk, through my feelings. That's why I am an empath too. I feel energy from the earth, from plants, from animals, but also from other humans. I feel their emotions, their pain, their love, their energy. I feel it. And for me it's more easy to communicate with my feelings, but not with words. And it was for me very hard as an entrepreneur to explain what I was doing because I didn't have the words for it. And maybe it called Tantra because that was what came to my path, and that's the moment where I thought, oh, that sounds like what I am doing because I feel it. That's what I called the inner goddess, because I called it so many things. Cacao ceremonies, cacao healing ceremonies, women's circles. I called it inner goddess and god circles, connecting with your inner god or goddess. I called it so many things. I called it Kundalini awakening. I called it love. I called it so many things. And the thing is, there isn't a word actually for source, for life, for feeling alive. There is actually no word, but I found the word that resonated the most with what I felt, and it's called Tantra. So I do cacao Tantra healing ceremonies. That's what I do. And that's how I'm gonna call it now, so that people understand that there is some... It's not about sex, it's about life. It's about feeling alive. It's about healing. It's about love. It's all about love. And that just touched myself in the heart. But it's scary. In the first place, when I found out that I was someone that is able to help others to connect their sensuality, sexuality, to connect with their inner god or goddess, and in a very orgasmic way, because we actually are an orgasm. I know it sounds super crazy, but that's how you feel, because when you feel life running through you, like your Kundalini awakening, like your Tantra energy, call it whatever you want, it's like you have the biggest orgasm. Look, I feel it, and you can't stop feeling like, oh, you feel it in the tops of your finger, you feel it in your hair, you feel it downstairs, but you also feel it running through you in your heart, and you feel it in your back, and your hair stands up, and you start to breathe more. You breathe in. And you can make noises, and you don't have to be ashamed for the noises, or hide them, or put them under a blanket. It's like fire or water that needs to flow. It's energy that needs to come out. You just when we connect our feminine and male energy inside, like yin and yang, that's when the magic happens. That's when you have the biggest orgasm from within, through your whole body. And it's not a testicle orgasm, it's like full on reconnection, reconnecting with your inner self, with everything inside. And it's so amazing to feel that. And I feel in my hands tingling, and I feel the energy boiling up, and you have to let go of it. Are there words for it? Are there words for feeling alive and emerging back together? I did a regression session with myself. I do it myself. And I did go within, and I felt that life force energy, and I saw colors, and I saw movement, and I felt how I was born into this earth, and I felt my mother and father's energy, and I felt their love, and them making love. I felt that, and I experienced coming from source, and this is all source, but coming from another dimension, coming into the love of the two energies that are already a part of you too, of everyone actually. And I felt their love and their connection, and I felt a life source between them. And then I felt connected with the sperm, and then I felt connected with the egg of my mother, and it was like a huge light, and there was so much love involved, and I felt so loved, and I felt so drawn. It was like a magnetic field. I felt like drawn to their love. A feeling alive. There was so much love with them. And then I connected with the egg, and it was like, and then my mother was probably pregnant of me, and I was in the belly, and you don't see colors like the pink colors or the red colors that they show on the pictures. When you're a baby inside the womb, you're still in the universe. You're still in another realm, and you see and you feel alive with the universe, connected with love. It was so beautiful. And then at a point, I saw like a movie flashing by. I saw like so quick. I know in that moment everything that I was going to go through in this human experience. And I felt fear and I felt pulling back. And I was almost too scared for coming to Earth, and I was, no, I don't want that. And then I felt like a presence, a guide, a loving energy that was guiding me to have faith and believe that it's okay and everything is gonna be okay. And then I felt ready. I felt ready as a baby. It didn't came from the outside, and that is why it's so important to let babies come when they are ready and not do a C-section when it's not necessary, and not let labor come unnaturally. That's so important. I realized then that it's so important for the baby to feel ready, because when they are in a fear state, because they will know what kind of life they will have, because maybe they chose for it, but it's scary when you know when you're gonna go through a lot of pain. And when you make them come quicker, it's gonna be a trauma, and there are gonna be problems. The birth is maybe gonna go bad. Their energy will already be blocked. There will already be trauma, and that's gonna have a cause. But I was ready, and I felt like the muscles of my mother. I felt life pumping. And after a while I came out, and I couldn't open my eyes. Even in that regression, I could not open my eyes. It was impossible. I didn't feel like crying. I just saw a light, and I felt my mother's chest, and I felt so cozy and so warm. And that could last forever. That was the most beautiful and magical feeling of it all. That touch, first touch, and I felt my father's hand rubbing my cheek. I felt their love, their happiness. And then the next thing I remember is she laid me into a bed, and I felt her going away, and I felt myself saying, no, mommy. And that's when I realized that that was the first trauma that I experienced in life. It was separation. And that's not your mother or father's fault. They lay in bed and they want to love you and they want to do everything for you. But what a baby feels, you have no control over, and that was what I felt. The only word that came up was separation, separation, separation. I hear that constantly, separation. And another thing that came up was I had a hunger for breast milk. I didn't get breast milk. I get bottle milk, and that was my mother's choice, and that's her choice, and that's good. That's okay. But the thing is, in that regression therapy session, I realized that that was something that I missed too, because breast milk, and I know that now because I breastfeed my own children. My 3 children, all 3 had breast milk for a long time, and it's pure love that you give. It's life energy. It's literally Tantra. It's Tantra. And you can't give that in a bottle. That's energy. That's not alive. But breast milk is alive. And I felt a hunger for breast milk. So that are two things that happened immediately after my birth. And I realized that the separation made it so that I created an inner fear, and everything that happened afterwards in my life was actually a mirror reflection of that fear, of that pain that already happened the moment I was laid down. So soon in life. And you already created a fear, and we create our own world inside. There is a plane flying over, you probably hear it. Sorry guys. Oh, I feel the sun. Oh, so alive. Where was I? Oh, you create your own world inside. So everything that happens now in this world is a collective manifestation. So if you want to change up things, heal and create from inside. So after all that I have been through, my parents divorced when I was 3. There was some sexual abuse where I have my question marks now with, because that's a whole other story that I'm gonna tell another time. That's very sensitive topic, very hurtful. But it made me doubt that I was meant for Tantra, because sexual energy in my life was such a bad thing because of that. There was so many pain involved with sexual energy. So I started doubting that Tantra was something good for me, but maybe I had to go through that to understand something bigger. I would say that myself, but we are the universe, so what is bigger than ourselves? And I started doubting myself, I guess, as a baby already. Am I loved? Do they love me? Am I loved when I cry? Am I loved when I show pain? Am I heard? Am I seen? Those are the things that are created from little experiences, and they look so little from the outside. But when you re-feel it and when you re-experience it, you understand how big just putting a baby down, or maybe just letting them cry, can make them feel unworthy, unloved, separation. And that can make it so that that's what they believe inside, that they are separate. That's what they believe inside, that they are not loved. That's what could happen. And that's not the fault of the parents. That's what happens inside of that energy, of that baby. And then they start creating that over and over again, because that they believe what they think, what they feel, because they don't really already think in words, but they believe what they feel. That's what I mean. And when we start living with my stepdad, I felt very mentally and physically abused. He hit me, was very hard on me, called me dumb, pulled me down. But I realize now that that's all a manifestation from what I already believed inside. And you don't also have to blame yourself because it's my fault that I experienced it. No. When you realize you can create all that pain, you realize you can also create all love. You can also create healing. You can create a beautiful world. So the world don't have to end. We don't have to all die of a pandemic. The world don't have to go to end of people poisoning it. We just can create as a collective. We can create as a collective a beautiful, healthy world. But we have to do it together. And we can create our own outer world where we can live in nature and we can make choices that are healthy for ourselves. For animals, for the world. And when you are that energy that bling are awake and shines, you will affect others. And the more you get in tune with yourself, because that's what you are meant to be. If you're searching for a life purpose, stop searching. Just love. Do everything you love. Do everything with love. And I know it sounds so cheesy and so easy, and I've been through a lot of spiritual awakening and healing, and for me it's not about knowing it, and you can know it but not really feel it. But when you know it and feel it, you start to get it. And that's why I want to share so much, because I want to share that energy of love and awakening and because we are all one. And I know that are just words here, but when you feel it, it's amazing. So this is what I wanted to share. I would say, if you're in the neighborhood, I live in Belgium, in Zottegem, Oost-Vlaanderen, we call it. If you're from there, or if you want to travel from further, to feel your life energy, to reconnect with nature, to reconnect with yourself, with each other, to heal, to feel alive, to open your heart and let the goddess cacao help you through that process. Then here you're on the right path. You're in the right dance, because life isn't a path, life is a dance. And let's come dance together. So this was probably a long video, but I wanted to share because it came from the heart, and things that come from the heart needed to be shared. Being a light and touch others. That's what's gonna help this world. Just by being yourself. And people are gonna find me weird, but that's okay. There are also people that are gonna love me. I know that because I sometimes see people and others say, oh, she's so weird, or that's so weird. And at the same moment, I love them so much because of who they are. And be yourself, because there is someone that's gonna think, oh my God, I love that person so much. And that's what helps me embrace myself, because I'm goofy, I'm sometimes being weird, sometimes I touch something and I go like, oh, because I feel the energy. And that's me. I love feeling, I love sharing. What was that? I love sharing. And I'm so happy to be myself. And I hope to inspire you to be yourself, to find inner love, to reconnect with yourself, to heal, to live your life. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy that you were watching this video until the end. Mwah. Santi. And have a beautiful, beautiful life.